Hello, geometry folks, and welcome to arc length. So we're still talking about circles today. So you need your formula sheet, calculator, your notebook, and a pen or a pencil to take those notes with. So first, let's go ahead and review the two formulas that we've previously talked about. And those are the circumference of the circle. Circumference of a circle is the distance around the circle, remember? So it is equal to 2 pi r. Okay, so circumference is equal to 2 pi r. And the area of the circle is pi r squared. So you should already have these on your formula sheet, okay? So just to make mention that we might be talking about one of those today. So you need to put these in your regular notebook, okay? So what is an arc? Well, an arc is a piece of a circle. So here's a circle who has a center P. Center is the P. This distance is the radius. And from here to here, we're talking about AB, okay? And so arcs can be measured in degrees. So we can find out the measurement of the arc in degrees. If we do that, we say little m arc AB. Now, if we're talking about the measurement in degrees, we're talking about this degree right here. So if I want the measurement of the arc in degrees, this is the measurement I'm looking for, the degrees where P is my vertex, okay? Now you can also measure arcs in terms of length. And so the arc length of arc AB would be this outside portion right here. So if I want the length, if I'm talking about the arc length, I'm talking about this distance from A to B. Okay, another way that sometimes you can see that is LAB, arc AB, with a little L in front of it. That means the length of it. Measure means the degrees. Okay, so hopefully you have that in your notebook. Now you need your formula sheet. So underneath your arc length in your formula sheet, you are going to write the measure of AB, arc AB. Remember, measure means degrees. Okay, so you're looking, this is the degree part, divided by 360 degrees, because that's how much a total circle has. Okay, the total degrees of a circle is 360, and so a little piece of it. So a piece of the circle over the total circle is equal to, these proportions are equal, okay, is equal to the arc length. Well, that's a piece of the arc. Remember, I'm talking about a piece here, divided by the total distance around the circle, and that would be circumference. So piece to total is equal to piece to total. Okay, that's how we can do our proportion. All right, so let's go ahead and do example 1. Find the arc length of GH. So I want the length, okay? Let's use the formula. Remember, that's the measure of AB, okay? And we can use any measure, we can use any letters there, over 360 is equal to arc length over circumference, okay? Now, I'm going to do measure of GH, okay, over 360 is equal to arc length over circumference. Okay, so we can do any piece, okay? So I just use the generic letters A, B, but remember when we're doing the formula, we can use whatever letters are given to us in each circle. So the measure of GH, we know that's 120 degrees, okay? And the total degrees around a circle is 360. And then that's equal to the arc length. So we don't know what this arc length is. We're looking for that arc length. So the length of GH, okay, over, or we just call that an X, okay, over the circumference. Well, the circumference of this would be 2 pi times 11, right? Because circumference is 2 pi r, and we know the radius is 11. So we can go ahead and cross multiply, okay? So we can say 360 x is equal to, I need to get my calculator out here, 120 times 2 times 11 would be 2640 pi. Okay, notice I didn't type in the pi. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 360. And now when I do that, I can type 2,640 pi divided by 360 in my calculator. And I will get x equaling 23.04 centimeters. Now remember, we were looking for a distance because we were looking for a length. Therefore, our units is centimeters. All right, let's go ahead and do the next one. How can we use arc length to find other things? Okay, so now we want to find the circumference of this circle, okay, of this circle, and this circle is called Z because the center is Z. You always name circles based on their centers. So this circle would be circle Z because the Z is the center. All right, so let's go ahead and see if we can do this. We know that formula. Okay, yeah, that formula. I'm not going to write that formula down again. So I know it's the degree. Okay, so 40 is the piece of the pi, okay, or part of the degree, over the total degree, which is 360. And then we know the radius, or excuse me, we know the arc length, we know the arc length is 4.19. So the piece is 4.19, and we're looking for circumference. So we're looking for this circumference. We could call it C, or we could call it X, however you want to call it. Okay, and so again, I'm going to cross multiply. Before I cross multiply this one, I'm going to go ahead and simplify this 40 over 360. You know, sometimes I do that just because it makes things simpler when I do reduce. So 40 over 360 is 1/9, and multiplying the smaller numbers is just easier for me. So 1 times x is x, and 9 times 4.19 is 37.71, and I'm looking for the circumference. So again, that would be a length, so it'd be 37.17 inches. Okay, so that is the answer for the circumference. Now we could even go on to find the radius if we wanted to by setting it up for C equals 2 pi r. So there's lots of things that we can do with this formula. Okay, let's do another example. Let's find the measure. So here we're looking for the degree, because if it says measure, we're looking for degree of RS. Okay, so RS. All right, so here we go. We know that the degree, or the piece of degree, is over 360. Okay, and we know that RS, here we go, RS is right here, and we know that piece from here to here is 44 meters. Okay, and we know that the radius is 15.28 meters. So we know circumference is 2 times pi times 15.28. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and cross multiply. So we have x over 360 is equal to 44 times 2 times pi times 15.28. So we have x times 2 times pi times 15.28. So I'm going to say that's 30.56 pi x. Notice that I'm not putting pi in until the end. And the reason is because if we round here, and then we do another part of the problem and we round again, we get big time round error. Remember, I've talked about that before? So I always leave my pi until the end so that I don't get any round error. Okay, so then 360 times 44 is 15,840. And then I'm going to divide by 30.56 pi. And I can now go ahead and type in that pi button in my calculator. And I get the arc of RS, and remember it's a degrees, is 164.99 degrees. Alrighty, so that is the final example. Hopefully you have that formula on your formula sheet. Remember, all these examples should be in your notebook and not on the formula sheet. And thank you for taking good notes. And we will come back and practice this tomorrow. Have a great day.